Apples every day versus apples only in season. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Bio-Hacking. Okay, so I just received a whole box of apples from Nagano Prefecture. Yeah, we usually, order apples from a farmer in Nagano Prefecture because Nagano is famous for, growing apples. Yeah. So apple are very much sort of autumn, well, kind of a autumn to winter fruit, really. Yeah. On the other hand, many people eat apples throughout the year. Yeah, it is often say it's good to eat apples every day. Today, I'd like to compare eating apples every day and eating apples only in season. And then I will introduce a Japanese or an Oriental concept called Shindofuji later on. So please watch the video until the end. Thank you. So, apples, yeah. Do you like apples? Yeah, I like apples too. Yeah. And apples are considered to be one of the best superfoods. Yeah. It has so much nutritional benefit. Yeah. So let's look at the health benefit of apples. So again, from the health line, yeah, 10 health benefits of apples. Okay, so one, nutritious. Apples are a good source of fiber and vitamin C. They also contain antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols, contributing to the fruit's numerous health benefits. And two, may support weight loss. Apples are particularly filling due to their high fiber and water content. Yeah, their polyphenols may also have anti-obesity effects. Three, could be good for your heart. Apples promote heart health in several ways. They are high in soluble fiber, which helps lower cholesterol. They also have polyphenols linked to lower blood pressure and chance of stroke. Four, linked to a lower chance of diabetes. Eating apples is linked to lower risk of type 2 diabetes, potentially due to their polyphenol content. Five, may promote gut health. The type of fiber found in apples improves your gut-friendly bacteria, which may be which may be why the fruit is thought to help protect against chronic diseases. Six, may help prevent cancer. Apple's fiber and antioxidant content has been linked to a reduced chance of getting certain types of cancer. However, more research on humans is needed. Seven, could help fight asthma. Apples contain antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds that may help regulate immune responses and protect against asthma. However, more research, especially in humans, is needed. Eight, may help protect your brain. Quercetin in apples may protect your brain against oxidative stress. However, further research is needed to validate the effect of eating the whole fruit. 9. May improve mental health. Eating more vegetables and fruit like apples may help your mental health. 10. May help with digestive diseases. Research suggests that eating fruit like apples may help reduce the chance of getting gastroesophageal reflux disease. Multiple studies have also suggested that eating apples can help your food digest better, which may be helpful with constipation. But the extent of the effect may depend on the type of apples you're eating. Right. So it looks like apples have tremendous health benefit. Yeah. And that is why it is said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah. So therefore, you want to eat apples every day, right? However, the question is, can you eat apples every day? Yeah. Where I live, like in Japan, we cannot eat apples every day because apples are not grown throughout the year. Usually, we harvest apples like in late autumn, and then we kind of eat apples from the late autumn to winter, really. Although apples are probably sold throughout the year at a supermarket, but I usually, buy apples directly from the farmer. So we only eat it in autumn and winter. Yeah. But so why are the apples sold at the supermarket throughout the year? Oh, strange, isn't it? When you think about it, it's only harvested in autumn. Yeah. And apparently there are three reasons. Okay, one is a controlled atmosphere storage system. Yeah. So controlled atmosphere storage is a technology that allows apples to be stored for longer periods of time by controlling the temperature, oxygen, and carbon dioxide levels in the storage room. This slows down the ripening process and keeps the apples fresh for up to a year. Okay, so that's the sort of modern technology. Yeah. But I suppose it requires some energy, right? If you want to keep the temperature the same throughout the year, I'm sure you're using some kind of air conditioning and, like heating system or cooling system and so on. So it requires a lot of energy, I suppose. Yeah. And the second reason is different apple varieties. There are hundreds of different apple varieties, each with its own unique ripening season. By growing a variety of apples, farmers can ensure that there is a supply of fresh apples available all year round. Right. Okay, so that may be okay if it is possible to grow different types of apples throughout the year, and then apples are available all year round, then that is okay. Yeah, right. The third reason, global trade. Apples are grown all over the world, so even when the apples in one region are out of season, there are still apples available from other regions. This means that consumers can always find fresh apples to buy, regardless of the time of year. Right. Okay. So, but that means you have to import apples, from far distance. That requires some energy. You need to transport apples and so on. So, when you look at the sustainability, yeah, I'm just wondering if it is sustainable to eat apples every day. Yeah. I mean, this also depends on where you live. Yeah. I mean, it changes where you live in a tropical zone or temperate zone or frigid zone and so on. Okay. So today I'd like to talk about the people who live in temperate zone because I think many of us live in temperate zone, right? And then let's say if we are not able to harvest apples throughout the year, only in certain season, then is it sustainable to use like a controlled atmosphere storage to, store the apple throughout the year or import apple from, other regions, yeah, when it is out of season and so on. Yeah. Okay. But what about biologically? I mean, how does it affect on our health itself? Yeah. Is it good for us to eat out of season products? Yeah. Now, I often talk about Shindofuji, which is a Japanese concept. It's actually not only Japanese concept, it's a kind of Buddhist concept, and it is a concept, common in many Asian countries. Yeah. So it means body and soil are as one. And this concept recommends that we eat locally and seasonally. Yeah. So eating seasonally is a critical part of the Oriental philosophy. And in the Ikigai diet, we apply this concept. Therefore, I recommend that you eat vegetables and fruit in season, not throughout the year, even though it is possible to consume them. Yeah, that means even avoiding, vegetables and fruit which are grown in greenhouses. I mean, to 100%, though. I mean, of course, there are certain exceptions, but better to, eat vegetables in the field and grow in the field, not so much in the greenhouse, out of season. So try to find vegetables and fruit in season, seasonal vegetables, right? Now, but you might say, oh, that's a kind of Oriental concept, and it's sort of a maybe Oriental myth, really. It's not, scientific. It's not based on science and so on. You might think, it doesn't really concern us. However, it is kind of scientific because there is a scientific term for it. Yeah. Now, so you all know about circadian rhythm, right? Yeah. And similarly, there is a circannual rhythm. Yeah. So just like we are affected by kind of our daily clock, we are affected by kind of yearly clock, like a seasonal rhythm, really. Yeah. Now, so circannual rhythm is not so much talked about in biohacking movement, but circadian rhythm is very hot at the moment. It is talked a lot about it now. Yeah, in fact, for example, it is good to have a morning sunlight exposure because that sets you with a circadian rhythm. Yeah, and it is good to do a deliberate cold exposure in the morning and deliberate heat exposure at night. That also sets you with a circadian clock. Yeah, and also, the early time restricted feeding. So when you practice intermittent fasting, if you practice a 16 to 8 method, often your feeding window is from 12 noon to 8 p.m., right? But in the early time restricted feeding, you bring your feeding window a little earlier, like let's say from 10 o'clock to 6 p.m. or 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. because it is better to eat during the day and it is better to eat earlier. Yeah. So if you practice intermittent fasting, better to bring your fasting window at night. Yeah. Um, Now, so why not circadian rhythm then? Yeah, if circadian rhythm is so important and it has kind of become one of the most important factors for health and longevity these days. Yeah, I'm sure our body is affected by seasonal rhythm too, if you live in the temporal zone, especially. Yeah. Um, Now, so if we think about ancestral living and how our body kind of set up in the hunter-gathering period, yeah, in ancient time. A good example is this whole Sirtuin business that when we're hungry, uh, our body kind of responds, saying there's a sort of a thread of death. Therefore, certain sort of functional bodies start working to protect us, right? And that comes from ancient period because we are often hungry. We didn't have food all the time. So when we're hunting and then we didn't have food, we're hungry. And then once we succeed in hunting, then we have a feast. Yeah. And then when we finish consuming the food, then we go hunting again. So that time is our hungry period again. Yeah. So we're constantly in that rhythm, right? And our body hasn't changed since then. Therefore, still, that applies to the modern, body. So if that is true, I'm sure people have lived influenced by the season all the time. I mean, for centuries and centuries. I mean, it's not only the ancient time, even up to modern time, maybe, about 50 years ago, we've all lived based on our season and we're influenced by the season. The this controlled atmosphere storage, the kind of recent technology, really, the global trade too. Yeah. About 50 years ago, we didn't have that kind of thing. Yeah. So I wonder how this affect today. Yeah. If we start doing things not according to this seasonal rhythm, I wonder how much it affects our body. I'm sure it is okay to eat apples every day. I mean, I don't think there's any negative influence because natural apples are so nutritious and it's probably wonderful to absorb all those nutrients. Yeah. However, when you think about optimizing, because the biohacking is all about optimizing, right? Is it the best way? Yeah. I think if we are so concerned about the circadian rhythm, maybe we need to look into circannual rhythm more carefully too. Yeah. Um, Now, and also, this is not scientific, but Ikigai and season. Okay, because I'm a philosopher of life, really. So this is the area I can, contribute to. Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I'm not good at providing scientific data and so on. Yeah, but I can, yeah, give you the general kind of a philosophical sort of, argument, right? So when you think about Ikigai, it is very seasonal. I mean, seasons are very critical for your Ikigai, yeah, because now it's the autumn and it's a cosmos season and it's really beautiful to look at those flowers and we can look forward to the autumn because there's so many other great things such as autumn leaves and so on. Yeah, and then when the spring comes, we have a cherry blossom, and then the summer comes, it's time to swim. You can go to the lake, you can go to the sea to swim. In the winter, it's the snow, you can go skiing, and there's so many seasonal activities that we look forward to. Yeah, that is part of our ikigai. Of course, we have a daily ikigai when you go walking, and walking can become your ikigai, and spending time with your family can be your ikigai. But kind of a seasonal treat is part of our ikigai too. Yeah, and then autumn, we have a saying in Japan that autumn is the season of eating. And that means the season eating fruit because a lot of fruits are harvested in autumn. Yeah, apples are a good example. And also we have persimmon, yeah, that's called kaki in Japanese. That is a typical autumn fruit. And then it, we have a lot of stories about, persimmon and autumn, and it's so much associated with the season. So whenever we look at the persimmon, we think of autumn. Yeah. And so that kind of a seasonal, pleasures, yeah, if we start kind of eating, apples every day or throughout the year, it kind of breaks that rhythm um, because the scarcity, because the limited time that we can, eat. That's what the fun aspect of it. Yeah, but if it's available all the time, then it's not fun anymore. Yeah, so we live in rhythm and cycle. And that makes our life more exciting and interesting, really. Yeah. And then that brings to another concept we have in Japan called Hare and K. Yeah. Hare is a festive period, celebration period. K is a usual time. Yeah. So we distinguish between the two, and K is a time when we discipline ourselves. We kind of live we lead a frugal and simple lifestyle. Yeah. Therefore, and then the Hare is a time to celebrate and, have festivals and we are in this cycle of, discipline period and a feasting period, discipline period, feasting period. And because of this cycle, we have a balance. Yeah. But in a modern biohacking culture, they are kind of breaking all those rhythms and doing the same thing every single day, the same routine every single day. They practice fasting every single day. They take the same supplement every single day. They eat the same superfood every single day. They do the same exercise routine every single day. I mean, I change my exercise routine based on season. In summer, I go swimming a lot, but I don't go swimming in the winter. Yeah. And then in the winter, I do some exercise with snow. Well, it's not exercise, but I just, remove snow and stuff like that. So activities changes based on the season. But if you stay in the gym with the air conditioner and then don't feel the season, you kind of lose touch of the seasonal change and even what type of exercises are suitable in each season, right? Yeah. Okay. So I wrote about Shindofuji and Har and K in my book, The Ikigai Diet. So for details, please read the book. Yeah. And also the book contains other information about the Japanese culture and the dietary kind of health culture, such as Ikibutsu Zen Taishoku, meaning eating food as a whole. So when you eat apples, please eat skins as well. Yeah. And then Ichiju Sansai and Mago wa Yasashi. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya, the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Bio-Hacking. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel, and please leave your comment. Yeah. So do you eat apples every day, or do you eat fruit only in the season? What kind of places do you live? Do you live in the temperate zone or tropical zone? And what kind of fruits are available in what season in your region? And so on. Thank you very much. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai!